A very good morning, students. So welcome to my next online class. So this is the continuation video of the previous chapter, heat. So in my previous class we have learned what is heat, what is thermal equilibrium, and how to measure temperature of a body. So which is measured by an instrument called thermometer. And thermometer has three scales, that is Celsius scale, Fahrenheit scale, and Kelvin. Where Kelvin is the SI unit of temperature. Right. So in this video we will learn what are the basic effects of heat. Right. So I have noted down few points here. Basic effects of heat are catching fire, change in temperature, change of state, and change in size. So we will learn each topic detailedly. Right. So first we see catching fire. So fire, it produces heat and light simultaneously. Now whenever any object catches fire, it releases the chemical energy stored in it, and these substances can be classified into flammable or inflammable and non-flammable substances. Right? Flammable and or inflammable, the word is same, that means flammable substances or inflammable substances and non-flammable substances. Right? Non-flammable. So what are flammable substances? Flammable substances are those substances which catches fire very easily, right? And non-flammable substances, these are those substances which do not catch fire very easily. Now, after attaining a fixed temperature, an object starts burning. So that temperature is called as ignition temperature, right? So what is ignition temperature? The minimum temperature at which the substance catches fire and it starts burning. So we can say flammable substances are those substances which has low ignition temperature, like petrol, diesel. So on given little heat, the substance starts burning. That means it attains the ignition temperature, minimum temperature. But if you try to burn any stone or any other wet wood which is wet, it takes lots of time because its ignition temperature increases, right? So non-flammable substances are those substances which do not catch fire easily or which has high ignition temperature, right? Next we will see change in temperature. Now when an object is heated, you see its energy, it gets energy, and the random motion of the particles of that substance increases. Now when the particles start moving after gaining energy, its temperature also increases. That means each and every particle of that substance is heated, gain energy. So slowly it has been seen that its temperature increases, right? Conversely, if you stop the movement of the particles in that substance, or if we reduce the random motion, then it has been seen the temperature also decreases, right? So that is why I have written here vice versa. When an object is heated, it gets energy, the random motion of the particle increases, so its temperature increases. But if you reduce the random motion of the particle, so it will get cooled down slowly, right? Next we will see the change of state. Heat can change the arrangement of the particles. Heat not only makes the particle move in the substance in a random motion, but when an object is heated, when a substance is heated, its arrangement also gets changed, right? The particles move from one place to another, due to which its arrangement gets disturbed. So when a solid is being heated, it changes into liquid, or when a liquid is being condensed, it forms solid. So whenever this temperature is being changed, the arrangement of the particles also gets changed and an object gets transferred from one form to another. So there are various processes are there, like melting. So melting is a process in which solid changes into liquid at a particular temperature called melting point. Like the melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius. Similarly boiling. So boiling is the process in which a liquid changes into vapor or steam, right? These are the few effects you can see. Liquefaction, so that means the change of state from either from solid or gas into liquid. Either the object is changing from solid to liquid or from gas to liquid. This is called liquefaction. Now under liquefaction we have melting and condensation. So melting is the process in which a substance changes from its solid state to its liquid state on absorption of energy. But when a substance is changing from a gaseous state to liquid state by giving out heat, by giving out energy, that is called condensation. Okay, in both the cases you see here solid is changing into liquid by absorption of heat, here gas is changing into liquid by giving out heat. That means the final product is liquid here, so that comes under liquefaction, right? Next we have vaporization. So vaporization is a change of state in which the liquid changes into gas, right? So on doing so, this can take place in a fixed temperature or at an ordinary temperature. If a liquid is changing into gas at a fixed temperature, we call it as boiling. And when a liquid is changing into vapor state or steam at any temperature, we call it as evaporation, right? So evaporation takes place at any temperature that is below boiling point, but whereas boiling is a process in which a liquid changes into steam or vapor at a fixed temperature called boiling point, right? So there are other conversions or change of state, like we say sublimation. What is sublimation here? Sublimation is a process in which a substance changes from solid to gas without coming into liquid. Like for example, naphthalene ball, naphthalene camphor, which we keep in our hand. After few seconds, it is being seen that it gets evaporates. So that means a solid is changing into gas directly without coming into liquid. It is unlike the ice. If we keep ice in our hand, first solid will change into liquid, then liquid, if it is heated, it will convert to gas, right? But no, naphthalene here or camphor, it has been seen that it directly changes from solid to gas. So this is called sublimation. So the process in which a substance changes from its solid state to gaseous state directly without coming into liquid state is called sublimation. And opposite of sublimation is called desublimation or deposition. So deposition is the reverse process of sublimation, in which a gas directly converts into form of solid without coming into liquid form, right? For example, when the water vapor come in contact with the air, so in our window pane it's being seen that this water vapor forms a crystal and it gets stick with our window pane and it forms a frost, F-R-O-S-T, frost, right? So here it is being seen that a gas is being converted into crystals without coming into form of liquid. So here it is called desublimation or deposition. So these are the different change of state. So here we have learned what is liquefaction, that comes under melting and condensation. We have learned boiling and evaporation. Difference between boiling and evaporation is given in your book. So this one you need to write in your exercise book very nicely. Okay. So 3 or 4 points are there, differentiate between. So this one you have to learn very nicely. Next we have learned what is sublimation, what is deposition. Okay. So in a change of state, whenever a solid is changing into liquid, it always takes place in absorption of energy, that absorption of heat. But when a gas is changing into liquid, it gives out energy. So when a higher class will come to know that absorption of energy, this is also called endothermic reaction. Endothermic means heat is absorbed and exothermic means heat is released. So this is being classified into endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction, right? So for this video only this much. You write the notes in your exercise book. You need to write these terms like what is melting, what is condensation, boiling, evaporation, vaporization, liquefaction, sublimation, deposition, and what are the different effects of heat. Change in state, right? Change in temperature, catching fire, and change in size. This change in size I will be teaching you in my next online video. So stay tuned. God bless you. and stay safe in your home.